I was invited to take part in a collective publication around the theme of filiation, okay? Mm-hmm. And it was organized by a group of artists, academics, writers, poets, and that sort of people. And I decided, I didn't know what I was going to do, okay? And one morning, I just wrote this at one go, yeah?
But when you say affiliation, did you actually know that it was on towns, or was it that you put in the towns?
No, it's Seeking Affiliations.
Okay.
That's the title I chose.
Okay.
You remember I said searching after affiliations,
yes.
And you suggested Seeking Affiliations, which I think is much better.
Yeah.
And so that this is what I contributed to this collective project, you know? And it was published in 2008, and it was written in 2006.
And this is a translation of the work,
and
which
this
in
is
French.
an English translation from the French text that I did myself this morning. So Seeking Affiliations. And one more detail is on that year, 2006, the Printemps des Poètes, the poets' spring, you know, had a theme, which was the Song of Town. And frankly, I didn't think much of that title, you know, Song of Towns. So it's that's why I concentrated in this text on the theme of the Song of Towns, and then it developed on something else. So Seeking Affiliations. The Song of Towns is silence. Everyone at home, within their walls, or in the streets, well, at home, is abroad. The Song of Towns is loneliness, forgetting there is no separation whatsoever. The Song of Towns is waking up in the small hours, rising before sunrise, and the drone of engines, and the electric lights, and people bustling about before daybreak. What is it all about? But what is a town? Is it something capable of song? A citizen is maybe, but, well, incidentally, what is a citizen? There's a more urgent question though. What is a neighbor? The Song of Towns is a hovering voice through streets and neighborhoods, crowded fashionable spots where nothing truly happens. Speak the silence which speaks and resonates in your head, heart, chest, guts. The Song of Towns is the body at one with the rustle of trees. The lapping sound of the fountains does not extinguish the obstinate murmur of subterranean waters. Earth gone green again, things here and there growing and rising. Thanks. The Song of Towns is tiny bedroom on fire, two bodies gliding heavenwards through the ceiling of a tiny little flat. The Song of Towns is music from the trees all over the rooftops, joy of dawn choruses in the standstill of dawn. Poetry is a vacant lot, the field of research. Abroad, you seek some territory. Solitude seeks the connection. The meaning is there, somewhere, within the very vacant field. A deep buried ancient treasure, guarded and protected by the earth, watched over by the sky. A treasure of ancient symbols bound up with a network of stars and forces. Become an archaeologist to sing within the town, without the town. Wherever is that writer who writes on tree trunks, stones, rocks and pebbles? Where? That writer who writes like some wind in the smoke of whatever is burning has to be burnt out. Or in the sand of the desert for any other wind which will sweep it all clean. That writer I want to see. That silence I want to listen for. Those eyes and hands I want to read. That breath I want to drink in. By that writer's side I want to walk, attuned to that being's heartbeat. Wherever is the first creature on this earth, being of light, the walking tree, whether a market or a stage or a parlor, that being only passes through on occasion. If he or she passes, all high-sounding words and lines turn into dust. That happens sometimes, even if she or he passes very far away in the distance, or even doesn't pass at all. Wherever is the writer who painlessly resigns him or herself to writing with this or that language, which is no more his or hers than any other foreign language. There's no language for poets. Poetry is a voice without a language. Some, in great number, polish and burnish and shine their native alien tongue into a mirror where others will see them and see themselves, and all will admire themselves and one another in complete blindness. Wherever is the writer who loves no words, all words being more or less senseless, collars of pearls, sweets, exploits in conformity, screens over the vast world, or curtains of smoke, even without a fire. That writer, whether we know it or not, writes on trees, stones, all sorts of rocks and crystals, and in the mud of all paths, and on the flanks of hills, and in steep wayside ditches. But what that writer would love above all else, I do know it, is an old worm-eaten table in the middle of a meadow, under a tree of light, near crystal clear running waters. I nearly forgot, or maybe I didn't dare say it. I was told that writer is planning to write on the surface of all waters, on the very foam of waves, and is very much tempted to write on waterfalls, cascades, and even torrents. But where on earth is that being? That being I want to see. That silence I want to listen for. Those eyes and hands I want to read. That breath I want to drink in. By that writing being's side, I want to walk, attuned to that heartbeat. May that writer write fire and light in my very flesh and bones, heart and blood, brain and spine, chest and guts. May that writer take my will and command my tongue, lips and hand.